Hi my friends, it's Dr. Edith Ubuntu Chan. I'm a holistic high performance coach and a Chinese medicine doctor. Here with another episode of Activate Your Awesomeness. Hey, question for you. Are there any situations that really trigger you to get angry or upset or super stressed out, possibly disproportionately? Or people in your life that you do care about, you want to maintain a relationship with you, but they keep triggering you and pressing your buttons? Come on, we all have some of those situations, right? I bet you can think of a few right now. So yeah, let's bring those to the forefront of our thoughts and think about how we can respond to those situations even better. Because in my opinion, and I think you'll probably agree, part of creating a really awesome life for ourselves is having a healthy, joyful attitude and being able to harmonize with all the different challenges and situations in our life the most graceful way we can. And that's a process of evolution, and anytime somebody comes into your life that maybe triggers you to get upset or angry, that's also always opportunity for us to grow and learn and become a better version of ourselves. Consider how we can meet those situations in a more graceful, elegant way. If you backtrack, think about the lead up before that. I bet that you were not the best of yourself already leading up to that. And that interaction just kind of tipped you over the edge. For example, if you don't sleep properly. Research shows that when we don't sleep properly, our brain has changes that mimic almost psychotic patients. That we get super easily triggered into laughing and thinking something that's not that funny is hysterical. And we're super easily triggered to be super annoyed and super irritated and super short with everybody. So, to prevent being easily triggered, let's get enough sleep first and foremost. What about the foods that you eat? If you eat foods that are unharmonious to your system, then your body is under a lot of stress and you meet a situation in the world that challenges you a little bit and that tips you over the edge. So everything we've been exploring on this show, holistically looking at 360 degrees, how you're consciously creating your healthy lifestyle has a huge amount to keeping us in that centered, calm, peaceful, and balanced state so that we can meet the world. Even these really challenging situations don't have to trigger us so much. So I invite you to consider each of those situations leading up to that moment. What are at least the top 3 things that you could have done better so that your physiology, your mind, and your spirit is in a better state in order to meet those challenges? Maybe if you take up a more regular meditation practice. Maybe if you practice yoga and move your body properly and go outside and breathe fresh air on a regular basis. Everything you do on a day-to-day basis to cultivate your well-being has everything to do with not being easily triggered by those people or situations that often challenge you. Well, you say, Dr. E, that's all fine and good, but sometimes it's just in the heat of the moment, what can I do? I can't even help it. You know, like people have triggered me and it's just a matter of fact that sometimes I don't eat the perfect diet and sometimes I don't sleep enough and sometimes I'm not perfect with my self-care. In the heat of the moment, when somebody's triggering and upsetting me, when I'm getting angry and frustrated, what is something I can remember to do in that moment? Well, I've got an awesome acronym for you, and it's POWER, P-O-W-E-R. P stands for pause. Have you ever heard, what is that saying? They say, when you're angry, you'll make the best speech of your life that you'll regret. Have you heard that saying? So I think it's really important if we get angry that we train ourselves to not speak, but just take a pause. So P is for pause. And then our energy is probably frazzled. We feel the biochemistry of anger or anxiety or upset brewing within us. What's a really easy way to shift out of that state is to oxygenate. O stands for oxygenating. Let's take at least 1 deep breath, really deep into our belly, get really grounded again. Maybe 3 deep breaths if you can give yourself that time. Sometimes it's that easy. Just take 1, 2, 3 deep breaths and already the anger and frustration fades away. And then you won't say things that you might regret later. Then P.O.W.E, W and E stand for wisdom and expandedness. After you take some deep breaths, can you consciously, using the momentum of that breathing, shift into that state where you are the wisest, most expanded version of yourself? So in the heat of the moment, we have tunnel vision and we only see this one little, very stubborn perspective. We've all been there. And we all have equal access to wisdom, to that really wiser, gracious, expanded state. So through the power of the breath, can you shift yourself into that state? Find that wisdom, find that expansion, find that spaciousness where maybe you can look at the situation from a bird's eye view or from a more cosmic perspective. I always like to say, at the end of life, if you believe that at the end of a life, you might have a flashback and review your life. I don't really believe that we go to the pearly gates and get a big man on the sky pointing his finger judging us. I think we're the ones that judge ourselves. So we don't have to wait till the end of life to reevaluate. We can do that in the moment too. We can shift into that wiser, expanded state and look at that situation and think, at the end of my life, how would I like to have responded? What is the kindest, most practical, most effective, and most gracious thing I can do in this situation? Where it's not like I win and you lose, but there's a creative way where everybody wins. There's enough for everybody. We all have access to that wisdom. It's just a matter of tuning in and finding that creative solution. And from that state, R, respond with the very best of yourself. Find that solution where we can all win and we can all live together harmoniously, where at the end of your life, you'll look back and be really pleased and proud of the way that you responded gracefully to the challenge that you've been faced. And I think if we all do that, this is the foundation of world peace. This is the end of war and violence on our planet. So the next time somebody triggers you, in the heat of that moment, I hope you think of this acronym P.O.W.E.R. Pause, oxygenate, tune into that wisdom you have within, tune into that wiser, more expanded version of yourself, and from that state, respond with a solution that where everybody wins, where everybody is harmonious, and where you are really tapped into the very best of yourself. I hope this video has served you, and I'm super excited to hear your comments below. Please let me know what you think of it, and I can't wait to see you next week. Hey everybody, it's Dr. E. Did you like that video? If you did, please hit like and share with all your friends. You can also go onto our website and subscribe to our e-newsletter for free training and nuggets of awesomeness that we only share on our newsletter. Together, let's turn your life into a brilliant masterpiece.